You know, maybe if I didn't buy Scott so many bad games, he wouldn't be so grumpy. Hello the internet! I am going to tell you with my mouth words why you're staring at a carpet. There's a good reason for this. I've decided to go through the big pile of games that Scott's bought me for birthdays and Christmases. The bad ones, of course. I mean, who the hell wants to hear about good games? That would just be silly. I just realised that we'd gone on about this tradition of ours, but we hadn't actually shown you the extent of just how bad these things are. So, this is a fighting game starring Shaquille O'Neal. You've probably heard a lot about this, but anybody who's anybody has probably talked about Shaq Fu and said that it's total rubbish, absolute crap, the worst of the worst. That's not really true. It's not good, but it is not the worst. It's not E.T. E.T. has that reputation. E.T. deserves that reputation. For some reason, a fighting game starring Shaquille O'Neal seemed like a good idea. They made it, and here it is. One thing people don't actually talk about, as I say because I had to re-record this when I bit my tongue, is that the animation in this is gorgeous. It's fluid, it's smooth, and it just looks great. You don't really see stuff like that on a 16-bit console. I was genuinely like, is this game really that bad? You know, first time I played it, I was just like, this flows so well. And then I actually used the controls. Anyway, got Shaq doing... Sorry, I'm over here, so I have to actually turn it around to look at it. I think he's going for a combination of the five-finger death punch and Kali Ma, and achieving neither of them, and here he's just showing off how big his hands are. That is bigger than his face. That is unreal. But yeah, if you're wondering why the animation was so good, it might even say on this somewhere that it was Delphine Software's fault. You may know them from Another World, Flashback, games like that. Yeah, ringing any bells? And all that's credited on here is... Oh, no! Tell a lie, you might be able to read it there, you probably can't, and I'm not getting up there to zoom in the camera. It says Delphine Software in tiny, tiny letters. Ocean gets a big, big thing right here. Not so much... Oh, no. It's a logo. I take it all back. That's... very important part there, and it has it on the front as well. Enforcer of Justice. But yeah, aside from the graphics, everything else you've heard, apart from it being the worst game in the world, is true. It has bad controls. The moves don't work as they should in a fighting game. There's no balance to it. It's just not fun to play. And there's, as Scott says, there is no reason on earth to complete it. There we go, one down. Another game starring a basketball player. Not actually heard about this too much. I'd heard the name, that was it. It's basketball. In fact, it's fast, it's rough, it's 2v2 street ball, the way Charles Barkley plays it, and by 2v2 I mean 2-on-2. 18 different characters, an incredible 4-player option, and super slick rotoscoped animation. You know what? Didn't think I'd have to say this. This has rotoscoped animation. This does not have rotoscoped animation, not by a fucking long shot. You know, Shaq Fu, fluid, smooth, actually looks like it captured enough frames to make it worthwhile. They took pictures, that's what they're saying rotoscoped animation is. And that's not the same thing. And of course I didn't actually know how to play it because A, I'm not very familiar with basketball games that aren't Hyperdunk, and that was on the Mega Drive, so that's a completely different story. And this may have come with a box but didn't come with instructions, and I'm just not interested enough to go and look it up. And no, I will not shut up, nor will I jam. I'm busy, and I kind of need my mouth words to talk. Right, what else do we have? Mary-Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16 License to Drive. Okay, this is going to be a short one because, as I've revealed in a previous video, which I'll probably put an annotation for up here somewhere if I can be bothered. This is a Mary-Kate and Ashley game where you drive stuff, and I don't know what it's like because... no terrible game for me. Next up. So this is a fighting game by Shaquille. Oh god damn it. You may have heard of the internet campaign to take all copies of this out of shops so that nobody has to play it even by accident. There's a counter campaign to save them all. I guess the original campaign was planning on destroying them like the Screw Attack crew do at MagFest, which they're Probably going to have to stop one day because I don't think MagFest is a big fan of getting sued, so that's probably going to come up at some point. But, yeah, it's just not very good. And yet we have multiple copies of it in both mine and Scott's households, I believe. Now next, oh boy. I made notes for this one. Jesus, Twinkie fuck butt Christ, this is the ideal for our gag gifts. This is legendarily bad. This is the kind of thing that you look at in the shop and you think, this is perfect for my purposes of brotherly hatred. It's just a bad brawler, okay? It's trying to be a 3D Streets of Rage, and it doesn't really know how to be a 3D Streets of Rage. It's what you'd expect a 3D action-adventure type of thing to be, but badly. And very, very, very restricted. You can't leave a certain area until you've killed a certain amount of enemies, which in the first mission is just fucking delightful. You have to infiltrate a bikini contest so that you can sneak onto a boat when everybody is distracted. And when you actually get into the game after the pre-rendered cutscene that tells you the frankly stupid thing you're about to do, it is two women in what I assume to be bikinis because the game is so goddamn ugly I can't tell, plus it's pretty much sunset, which as you know is prime bikini contest time. And there's two of you there, 5 staff. Who are you fucking distracting? Seriously. Ugh. And I say this game is ugly. I do not use that term lightly, okay? You've got games coming out these days that are just dull and grey or brown, that kind of thing. This is ugly. You look at this and you recoil in horror. The first 3D model you get to see, that isn't a pre-rendered thing, that's an engine one, is 3D game model Cameron Diaz. It looks like she's doing duck face, but her mouth is upside down. Ugh. That's Night Terror stuff right there. Anyway, I was saying it was like a 3D Streets of Rage, except gone horribly, horribly wrong. And there's one aspect of that that really pissed me off was the directional arrow. So you can basically see through this arrow, and the problem that comes up with that is when it's trying to point away from you. So you've got this arrow here, from your perspective it's pointing away. You can see through that, it looks like it's pointing up. I don't have a way of describing this without actually showing you a screenshot, and fucked if I'm putting that in again unless I'm getting hammered or something. But yeah, I've only played it for this video. I didn't even get past the first mission. I did get to play as all 3 angels, because they swap between them, for what that's not worth. It's awful, just don't. Next up, Rebel Assault 2, The Hidden Empire. I'm sure there's a story with this, but I just skipped all of those scenes so I could get to the shooty bang bang, which is what you want. You want laser sounds, you want lightsaber sounds, if at all possible. Not in this one, I don't think. It's an FMV game. And you have a cursor that you move around and stuff gets shot. That's about the long and short of it. They did one game like this already. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. I don't think I have that one, as he says, looking up at his game shelf. No, I just have another copy of Rebel Assault 2 up there. How quaint. Yeah, it's a FMV game. It looked great at the time. It was what we were all using the technology for. I say we as if I was making games at that point. Is it just one CD for this? No, it's 2. I have no idea where the other one is. Oops. So this is a fighting game by Shaquille. Overblood! You might have come across a TV tropes page that has something along the lines of ... in space. This one is Resident Evil in space. And it's made by nobody you've ever heard of. This is the game that Consolvania ribbed on for 2 seasons long before somebody came in season 3 episode 1 and said burn it. Not the worst idea. I've not actually played this one, to be honest. I managed to fool somebody else into playing it for about half an hour. Yeah, we do weird things at our gatherings of peoples. Oh, there's a first person mode. It's one-upped Resident Evil already. Shame the rest of it is crap. I assume. I haven't played it. I'm probably not going to. I actually kind of like having it, which is a weird thing to say. Especially for a very, very bad game. Or so I hear. But I love my Consolevania, I really do. And to have something that's somewhat connected to that, even by the remotest of tangents, just makes me a little bit happy. Still probably never going to play it though. And last, possibly least, I have absolutely no idea, is this. Legend of Hercules. It's just like a kid's kind of thing, bargain bin, shove it in your trolley at the supermarket. Got all these different types of games, such as cartoon movie, jigsaw puzzle, pairs, colouring book, and puzzle. Which one's the puzzle, actually? I've got no idea. Oh, jigsaw puzzle. Aye, that'll be it. So I have talked about this for like 2.5 minutes, where it's got a terribly dubbed cartoon movie, as I believe happens quite often in Phoenix branded games. And this, which is dangerously close to Pidgin English, without quite getting in there. This will get in your night terrors. The thing is, I'll defend this one a bit. I will actually defend this, because it's not very entertaining, and yet it's not bad. I mean, it's just a collection of stuff. It does that stuff competently though. It's a perfectly good jigsaw puzzle, it's a perfectly good pairs, it's a reasonably serviceable colouring book, and I've just realised jigsaw puzzle is there and puzzle is there, so I have no idea what that last puzzle is. Oh, maybe it's a sliding puzzle, right. Tangent over. It's just that it had no ambition, right? They were not trying very hard, or rather they were not trying for much, but they achieved what they set out to do. They wanted a movie and they wanted a bunch of Wii games, and those Wii games are solid, they don't break, they're not going to be entertaining for very long, but they're competently made. You know, they achieved what they set out to do. It's just that they could have written the entire game design on a hobbit's dick. So there you go. As the adopted tagline seems to go, that's what me and my brother do to ensure that we have an awful Christmas. My birthday's coming up next month, so yeah,